Hey everyone, welcome to JazTV. We're here with the president, James Hergott of Owned Entertainment. And you did a documentary called A Fight for the Troops in Mosul, Iraq. How did you get involved?
Rick, Lee, and I were fellow filmmakers that worked on this project. We got an opportunity after working on a show called MMA Worldwide. Monica Sanford contacted us, and her husband is in the military, and she had been working for several months putting on the first live events that's an MMA fight in an active war zone. The whole concept being that these guys are on day-to-day going out and performing missions, and they don't really get something like a live event to really participate in. And a lot of the troops are huge MMA fans, so the whole concept was to bring MMA to them.
So filming in an active war zone must have been pretty intense. How was that for an experience?
You know, it was an experience overall that was just insane. I mean, it was life-changing. First of all, you had to wear a bulletproof vest. You would hear mortar fire. It's kind of scary when they hand you all this equipment and you hear gunfire and stuff, but I felt safe that I had so many people around me, the troops and everything around me. So, and second, it really made you appreciate what you have, because you couldn't drink the drinking water, for example. And I brushed my teeth with the water, thinking whatever stupid thing I was thinking it was okay, and I got sick. You know, just because there's parasites or whatever's in the water. So, and then of course putting on the actual event was a whole other thing. And what was really insane about that is we put on the live fights. We had something like 3,000 troops show up. Now this isn't on a base. This is basically out in the middle of nowhere, just set up with a ring and the hills instead of any kind of seating or anything like that. And I'd never seen such an enthusiastic crowd. I mean, it was kind of like they've never had anything like that or anybody bring that. And then afterwards, the fight had just ended, and there was actually people that had fought, and they got the call, you have to go out now. And they had to put on their suits, get their guns, and go out on a mission, a half hour after the fights. And some of these guys had the black eyes and everything, again, obviously fighting in a fight, there's risk, there's all that kind of stuff, but it's still a contest. It's not life or death, so it puts things in perspective what these guys really have to put on the line when they go out there.
And do you think that filming in Iraq has changed you in regards to producing future films?
Yeah, I think that little things that would kind of bother me before I kind of let slide, just because, again, when you see what the troops are doing, you feel like a baby if you want to complain about I have to film all day long or whatever. It's whatever, So, especially going to a place like Iraq, it's a very historic place, and there's been and just seeing the history that is there, you realize that we're not the first people here on Earth. It adds more depth to when I'm writing and stuff like that, to think, okay, it's not just about my experience. A lot of people in this world have different experiences, and a lot of people in the past have had different experiences, and it just kind of opens your eyes to the world out there, and you start thinking just whatever in your life, whatever drama or whatever's going on is a big deal, and the truth is it's really not a big deal when you step back and see what else is out there and what other people have to go through. So.
And speaking of future films, what are you currently working on?
I'm working on a project called Owned, which we're going to be filming in the spring here in Coburg. And it's a script that I wrote, and it's been very well received. And I did a feature-length film in 2005 that was released, but it was very, very low budget. I've got a budget of $1.5 million for this, so it's not huge by Hollywood standards, but for me it's a lot to work with.
Right,
so to be able to have recognizable talent and to be able to have your choice of cinematographers and all these different things, it's a great thing that I'm very excited, and to be able to do it in my hometown and know the locations I'm going to be shooting at and stuff. I'm really excited about it.
That's really great. So when and where can we see this film?
The film will likely be released the following spring after that. It's a long process, but It's going to approximately be on 700 screens in Canada. And then we're going to have original artists that represented Never Back Down and a bunch of big movies represent it for U.S. distribution.
And so to wrap things up, if people want to keep up to date on your work, where can they go?
Well, there is an ownentertainment.com, but now we've started ownentertainment.ca. The .com is a little bit outdated because the .ca will be where all the future projects are, and it's under construction right now. But it'll start with this first project, and then we're going to go on from there.
Well, that's really good. Thanks so much for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and good luck with your future films.